So talk to us about the methodology behind this, Stephanie, and the end goal.
Yeah, I think, we brought in a whole new generation of investors, or we helped do that, right? Over 20 million investors. And with it came a narrative that wasn't fair. We're not just, our investors are not just meme stockholders. And so when we looked through the data, we saw that there was actually a lot of really interesting themes, and they are holding on to, or investing in things that are things that you and I might invest in for the long term. And so we wanted to bring that narrative and be able to show it to not only the world, but also give information to our customers about it.
So some of the top stocks are some of the things that we think of as quote unquote meme stocks. What do you think has been unfair about the discussion about what's traded on Robinhood's platform?
Well, I think when you also look at the other ones, right, you've got Amazon, Apple, Google's been at the top. There's a lot of companies that are in our daily lives, and that's no different than generations of investors have been investing in, right? Like the things that you know and use every day. I think the other thing is that when you look through a lot of the data below the top 10, what you do see is, for example, a theme of investing in electric vehicles. And if this year has not shown you anything about the importance of adopting electric vehicles over time, I don't know what couldn't.
How do you expect investors to use the data from this index?
I think for them, it's just a way to say, like, what are investors or customers or people like me investing in? How are they positioned relative to me? And right now, it's just going to be a snapshot on a monthly basis, but there may be other ways that we can offer it to our customers to help inform them in the future.
Right. That was my next question. I mean, could we see a weekly, daily, hourly list of the top 10 or top 100?
I don't know if it's going to be updated that often, but I think we could in the future potentially bring it in app, for example, and share it with our customers. If you own that particular stock, you'll see maybe perhaps what the weighting of that stock is in our own index, and maybe even compare your performance to it.
You mentioned electric cars. Talk to us about some of the other early data that you're seeing. What are you learning about investors from this data?
I think other things I've seen over time, especially when we look back at the history of the index, it goes back to about January 2020, is that our customers have been relatively good at timing some of the more tactical things that have been out in the market. For example, in COVID, they were investing in the Pelotons, for example, and the Zooms. That has dissipated quite a bit. They were investing in mortgage companies, when interest rates were super low and the housing boom was happening. They were investing in the likes of Rocket and Wells Fargo. A lot of that stuff has dissipated in the index, and what they're investing in is, I'd say, stuff that's sort of longer term for the future. A lot of, for example, financial services companies are not necessarily, all the banks that have been around forever. It's some of the new, new ways that we might see finance evolve. And that's because our customers are 32 years old on average. And so they have time, and why not invest in things that longer term can help build wealth?
So why introduce this now at a time of a lot of uncertainty in the market, going into an economic downturn, and obviously a lot of questions about how the platform is used?
I think we wanted to do it because, one, as I said before, the narrative has been unfair. Our investors aren't just making, crazy YOLO decisions. A lot of them have learned from this recent downturn and are turning their eye toward how can I build long-term wealth for myself. And our platform, really helps you get started with that. And we want to grow with our customers. And having this information available to us and being able to track it can also help us understand our customers better and give them what they need over time.